Hello, everybody. What is up? Professor Josh is in the house. Anyways, I figured I would share this spreadsheet with you all today and if anybody has ever wonders how much they're running on treadmill, I thought it would be very cool to share this just so people can kind of use this to help gauge their training. Excuse me. So with that, let's hide all that. Welcome guys. The video is titled "You've ran how many miles on a treadmill now?" And this is a spreadsheet actually that I designed this summer. So a little bit of background how it came to be. I was sometime, I'm gonna guess in late July, July 29th, since this is the first one I actually took the time to do like specific amount of hill elevation. But I realized I was like, I'm doing so much running on a treadmill. How much elevation am I actually gaining on a treadmill? And I figured with just how everything is that you could search up on the internet a way to calculate how much elevation you're doing on a treadmill. And I found two ways. This so for those who don't know spreadsheet lingo, this entire workbook. So like see how there's these down here. So these are what you call these are each one sheet. So these three sheets are in an entire workbook. So in this workbook, the first sheet is the procedure with using trigonometry. Ooh, fancy. The second sheet is how to calculate the elevation gain without trigonometry. I found two methods, and I actually I'm getting a little ahead of myself. I'll show it later. Then this last one is actually just the amount of I decided to go through all of my Strava and record how many miles I've run on a treadmill. And as of August 13th, I have ran a total of 2,022.43 miles on a treadmill. I would say about 200 of those are not on my own, so that little treadmill of mine has taken on about 1,800 miles. That is a lot. I don't know how it's not broken. So that's kind of how I came up with it, and it's been really fun. And I've been learning. You get a lot more elevation gain on a treadmill than that doesn't mean it replaces actual hills. Actual hills are better. Just you can't beat the original stuff, but that if a treadmill's all you have, you can still get a lot with it. So to do it with the trig, here's what you first do. I'm going to refer to this tempo with hills workout right here. Okay. So step one, note your percent grade. It'll be on a scale of 1 to 15. As you can see right here, it was 2% in this case for the warm up. The workout, I increased it throughout the workout. So I took an average of it with all the different elevation gains I did of that workout. So I took an average since I didn't know the specific amount of mileage I hit for each one. Then cool down 2%. So these are all in terms of percents, okay? Divide that by 100. You're dividing a percentage to turn into a decimal is all that is. So percent, divide by 100 to get that. Step three, take your distance. In this case, make sure it's in meters. So here's my distance in terms of miles. And then I just convert to meters. And how do I do that? If you look here, you just multiply it by 1,609.34. And then for those who know spreadsheets, you do it by the money sign so you can just drag it down. Anyway, so then you do that. Step four, take the inverse tangent from your value from step two to get theta. And in this case, you just take a tangent of your percentage. Then we want to take the horizontal distance. And the way you do that is you take your theta value and multiply it by the cosine of your distance. Okay? Once you have that distance, you then multiply that by your what you call percentage grade, by your percent incline, percent gain as a decimal, then you get your incline. In this case, since I did it for three separate parts, you then add all that together to get your total elevation gain in meters. And then as you can see on the subsequent ones, I also convert it to feet. And the way you do that is by simply multiplying whatever it is in meters by 3.281. So yeah, so that's method one using trigonometry. Okay. And as you can see here, hang on a second, you can see I put the conversion to feet right there. I can use this little theoretical calculator. So let's say I decide to do an 8 mile run at just 2% grade or 2% gain. I will run 844 feet of elevation gain. If I do 3.5, which I've been doing a lot this summer, apparently every time I do an 8 mile run, I get 1,477.56374 elevation feet gain. So you can get a lot on a treadmill, it turns out. So that is method one using trigonometry. Let's now go to method two, which I find is a little easier. So again, I'm just going to refer to this one right here. So step one, note the percent grade or percent gain, as I also put it as in this case, 2, divide by 100. So you put turning the percentage into a decimal. Then step 3, multiply your answer from step 2 by your distance. So in this case, we don't need to worry about the meters. So I am just simply gonna, so percent gain to decimal, as you see, miles times decimal, so 2.01 miles times, so 2.01 miles times 0.02, and then you get that. And then what we're gonna do is go from miles to feet, which is multiply it by 5,280 to find out how much elevation you get in terms of feet. And then this is kind of the additional step. If you want meters, divide your answer from step 4, so right here, by 3.28. So as you can see, I put the numbers right here. So then you take this number, multiply it by 5,280 to get your distance in terms of feet, to get your elevation gain in terms of feet. Then since I did warm up, workout, and cool down, just to have all that, then you take the sum of it, and then you can convert all that to meters, and then totals right here. And fun fact, as an engineer, I want to see if these work. You'll notice on both ones there is a percent difference with 8 miles at 3.5% elevation gain. And if you look with method one, which is the trig method, you get 450.3394515. With this method, you get 450.5943331. And that's a percentage difference of only 0.06%. So, as I told one of my engineering buddies, I said, if they're both inaccurate, at least they're both precise. um, but I think that's relatively right. So, yeah, apparently on the treadmill this summer, I've been getting a lot of elevation gain. That's been really exciting to learn. And now to kind of explain how I've been using it. So, ever since I created this spreadsheet, and I've actually been noting how much mileage I've been getting every time I do a workout with involving hills. You can see right here, I've noted the workout for however long I went up until I couldn't do it anymore. And then I just went to a different percentage grade and noted the mileage. So I got more specific info data. So as you can see on this 30 to 40-minute tempo on August 1st, apparently with all that I did, I got 1,346 roughly elevation gain feet. And I guess the latest one I did was on August 12th. So as you can see on the workout, I managed to every 10 minutes, because if you go 10 miles an hour on a treadmill, which is 6 minutes per mile, you're going to get 1.66 miles every 10 minutes. I just noted that. And then the parentheses is the percentage gain. I then did all my math, and apparently with that workout, I got 1,763.010,269 elevation gain in feet. So I've been getting a lot, and it's just crazy to think that. So yeah, if you're stuck on a treadmill, do know you can get quite a bit. Now, run on the actual hills, guys, because the traction you got to work with your feet is a lot better for you, and you'll just get a lot stronger. But it's still cool to look at. And this right here, if you look how many miles on the treadmill 2024 summer only. So this spreadsheet has my all my treadmill miles from all time. This has only the amount of miles I've ran on a treadmill this summer. And what it is I did an entire thing. So far I apparently ran 351.02 miles on the treadmill this summer. I did all the math. I did an average incline, and this is probably not very accurate, The two most common percentage gains I did was 3.5 and 2. So I just took an average of that. So I'm probably giving myself less than I actually did according if we went purely off the math, but one, I don't have all the data for that, and two, I'm not willing to. So the fact I did this is a lot. But what I'll do is when I finish all my runs is I will count all these rows, which if you look right here, apparently there are 43 rows that should be filled out by the time this is done. Let me put my camera back. So what I'll do is my total incline, I'll divide by the number of rows. So let's just say right now, apparently on average, 361 elevation gain per run. Like I said, the data on that one might be a little skewed, but it's at least something. Either way, the main ones I went for were the tempos where I'm actually doing some stuff. So the fact I can get that is something. Then anytime I do a test run, there's something I can be like, okay, how am I going to do this? So this part might be a little skewed, but oh wait, hang on. You know what? I didn't realize something. Hang on. That's not in feet. That is in meters. Whoops. Ah. Multiply it by. Oh, okay. Apparently, on average, I did 1,000. As of right now, with all the mileage I have, apparently, but that average elevation gain per run would have been 1,184.911,681. Like I said, that one, I don't really know how accurate that is, but I can safely attest for these parts. These are the most accurate just because I actually ran them and took the time to note the miles and such with the specific percent grades. But yeah, overall, I thought this was a really cool spreadsheet to make. If anyone out there is an avid treadmill runner and wants to know about this, don't be afraid to reach out to me. And otherwise, I hope you all enjoyed this. And like I say, as I keep saying in my videos, let's just have a great summer. So with that, it's another one of being the last summer video in my summer videos list. So thank you for your time. I hope you all enjoyed.